Good evening, everyone. I'm Caleb. I'll be talking to you today about some of our information technology disaster planning, prevention, and some of our contingency plans. Just to go over briefly, we'll be talking about natural disasters, information technology breaches, otherwise known as hacking, and then some of the more internal events that can happen, such as like an improper update that shuts down the IT system, or any sort of other internal faults or outages that are commonly seen throughout hospitals and other healthcare organizations. Starting out with natural disasters, this can involve anything from a tornado, hurricane, a wildfire, big thunderstorm, anything like that that knocks out. The main thing that we're concerned about is the power system or the power grid that either supplies to the hospital or whatever facility, or also anything that supplies the cellular or internet network. Often, these types of things will be a short-term type of interruption of service, but can be long-term depending on the gravity and severity of said disaster. Power outages can be afflicted by the size of the facility and their limitations, and then also the surrounding network. Here in Michigan, DTE being one of the main power companies, they're also going to be somebody that we would work with to restore power and necessary function to certain facilities, not only for actual power consuming devices such as the computers, ventilators, Alaris like IV pumps, any kind of stuff like that, but also to facilities that could provide widespread access to the information technology systems, something such as Epic or Cerner. If power goes out to one of those facilities, that is something we're very much going to be concerned about. Main things that we're going to be looking out for is any damage to the facility, and we're going to work with our staff to fix that damage, and then also work with the local sources to restore power and that sort of a thing. Kind of continuity of planning here is we need to have, again, this is going to go very much in the same with the rest of these events, is a daily network backup, as well as generator systems to kind of provide the little bit of power that we may need to keep certain things, essential things running while the power is out until we can restore it. Next, moving on to IT breaches. This can happen for any number of reasons. Hacks can happen due to somebody trying to steal information, somebody trying to ransom information, or ransom just the functionality of the system. There are other malicious intent behind that, but our biggest continuity planning topics are going to be the prevention of this happening, so having an adequate IT security system, and then also, if this does happen, a notification system. Some sort of way to let us know that there is a problem, and then also let our consumers or the patients know that there is a problem, that their information may be at stake. Of course, right away, once we are notified about this, we also want to let our IT team know that, hey, there is something that we need to fix. Whatever the breach may be, if it's internal, external, there's a lot more depth to go in there, but we're going to let the IT team know. If necessary, an emergency shutdown of the system if it is something that is so malicious and in-depth. Once we do solve that issue, of course, another part of the continuity planning there is once this is all said and done, a post-investigation. That way we can determine where were we at fault, what can we do better. Furthermore, going on to the next topic, improper updating or any sort of fault with the system. That can range anything from somebody in a server room spilling their cup of coffee to just some of our users not having their hardware up to date to be able to handle a system or software update. In the event of that, we need to be working with our customers, say somebody that, if this is Epic that we're working with, somebody that uses Epic needs to know how to kind of retrograde their software and their hardware together, in order to still maintain functionality, and we can work with them on what kind of update to the software that we can provide. So that kind of goes into having a backup system, also a recovery system as well. Another piece of that is they need to have their own contingencies in place. Often in hospitals, this is stuff like paper charting. That all goes into the continuity of being able to provide the care and the information as needed. For each of these, there needs to be some sort of, or each of these events, there needs to be some sort of daily backup to the network, the information, and also a provision of like retrograded services. That can be anything from, read-only documents, or maybe, delayed documents, so they can read and, deal with stuff more delayed, like in the past, versus like being able to update things in real time until the system does get fixed. That's the main thing there, is that we want some sort of access to the information once the problem is solved. After that, it's working to make sure that either A, this doesn't happen, or B, just doesn't happen again.